Plus presents Rutgers University Women's Basketball. Tonight from the Rutgers Athletic Center, it's a Big Ten Conference matchup as the Boilermakers of Purdue take on the 20th-ranked Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Hello again, everyone. Lou Brogna with you on the call alongside Dom Savino. We welcome you to the RAC Big Ten Conference matchup tonight. The Purdue Boilermakers coming in playing perhaps their best basketball of the season. They've won 6 of their last 7. They come in on a 3-game winning streak. And, of course, the Scarlet Knights now in the top 20 on an 8-game winning streak as well.
Yeah, Lou, these are two of the best teams in the Big Ten in what has been a very, very unpredictable start to the Big Ten season. Two of the best defenses in the Big Ten as well, and expect that defensive intensity to show up for 40 minutes tonight.
Well, Purdue features one of the top players in the Big Ten Conference, their preseason All-Big Ten performer, Ariana Harris, who leads the nation in blocks and is an outstanding player in many categories for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, she finished in the 300, 100 club last year, 300 points, rebounds, 100 blocks. The Scarlet Knights will have to know, if you drive on Ariana Harris, you may end up on a highlight reel.
One of the big contributors on the other side for the Scarlet Knights has been Charisse Wilson, the transfer from the University of Rhode Island. She's been playing outstanding as well in the backcourt, shooting 41% from three-point range.
Yeah, Charisse Wilson is part of this three-point prowess that Rutgers has this year that it has not had in years past. She had 3 triples as part of a tie for season-high 9 threes that Rutgers had in the win over Nebraska on Sunday. Wilson, Pinoga, Pellick, Pelk, CC Cryer can all knock it down from deep.
So a big game here in the Big Ten. Purdue taking on Rutgers. The opening tip is just moments away. And Purdue at 13-5. 4-1 in the Big Ten. They've won 6 of their last 7. They've won 3 straight, coming off a win over Northwestern, 57-54.
Yeah, both these teams come in hot. Again, 2 of the top 3 teams in the conference. As you take a look at the starting lineup, Wilson and Cryer combined for 6 of 9 three-pointers against Nebraska on Sunday. Don't be surprised if Rutgers is able to knock down a couple of threes to try to make that the difference in what could very well be a defensive-minded game.
Pivotal mid-season game here in the Big Ten Conference. Both teams off to exciting starts.
Sunday afternoon here at the Rutgers Athletic Center
with gold. Rutgers in their home white. They're undefeated this season at the RAC. 8-0 here at Rutgers. 21-3 the last 2 years for the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, I mean, the motto for Rutgers is protect your home floor, and that's kind of where you're going to start in conference play. Get some home wins, and then when you go on the road, pick off 1 or 2 teams. For Rutgers, though, 5 up, none down.
CC Cryer flips top of the key. Harris goes inside. Stacia Carey with a couple of nice moves, but tough defense inside. Ariana Harris with her specialty as she gets her 62nd block of the season. She leads the nation in that department.
Yeah, you can't come in weak on Ariana Harris. She's been doing it now for 3 years in the paint. It's no secret. If you're going to drive and Ariana Harris is in the paint, you've got to go up tough.
Oden flips top of the key. Farquhar, Purdue moves it around the perimeter. 15 on the shot clock. This is Carissa McLaughlin, an outstanding shooter from outside for the Boilermakers. You're inside 10 now on the shot clock. Down to 5. Tough D by Rutgers. Jump shot put up. Dances off the rim. Taken by Tamara Farquhar. And it will be Rutgers basketball. Of course, the Scarlet Knights defensively giving up an average of 52.9 points. That's tops in the Big Ten and 8th in the nation.
Now, the one stat Rutgers is very proud about, they've held all 16 of their opponents to date this season under their scoring average.
Jump shot by Garantes doesn't go. Rebound knocked around and off of Stacia Carey, and it will be Purdue basketball.
But you look at it, not only has Rutgers held all of its opponents below their scoring average, all but 2 of those teams were held at least 10 points under their scoring average. So when you come into the RAC, you better be prepared to play a first to 55 kind of game.
Follow-up put up and in by Ariana Harris, and Purdue gets the first lead of the game. The Boilermakers up 2-0. Garantes into Carey. Stacia Carey with a reverse and scores high off the glass.
A good drop step by Stacia Carey, getting that inside positioning. You're always taught as a big, don't give up the baseline. And even though she had to go up and under for it. We've seen Carey do that a couple of times this season.
On a trailer, the freshman out of Martinsville, Indiana, with the basketball, flips it over to Dominique Oden. Now you're down to 10 on that shot clock again as Cryer bounces out on McLaughlin. She loses the ball, stripped away by Victoria Harris. Excellent defense on the baseline, and Rutgers gets the basketball on the turnover.
Wow, from the way McLaughlin recoiled, looked like she got fouled, but now you see Stacia Carey, again, getting on the baseline around Ariana Harris, which you won't see very frequently, and then that up and under, just presence of mind, just knowing where she is on the floor to bank it in.
Sharice Wilson averaging a shade over 8 points per game. Dishes to Carey at the foul line. Jump shot off the rim. No one underneath for Rutgers to get the rebound.
Worth mentioning, too, about Stacia Carey, now just 3 points shy of 1,000 for her career.
Harris puts up the shot, can't score. And Victoria Harris taps it out to Cryer. CC Cryer dribbles in, floats it up off the glass and in.
CC Cryer has been playing with so much swagger and confidence as of late. The 3 ball was going down for her against Nebraska. No-look passes all season long. She's really playing well.
CC Cryer coming off a 13-point performance against the Cornhuskers in that Rutgers win, 62-56. And a reach-in foul underneath on the Scarlet Knights.
Now, CC Cryer has just been a terror in Big Ten play. And here you see great ball handling, winning the ball with the low dribble, and then just floating it up. And she's got that shooter's touch as of late. Just get it around the cylinder and it rolls in.
Harris way up top, hands it off to Oden. Pulls up, jump shot, off the rim, no. Gets her own rebound. Flips it back outside. Harris has an open look and hits. Ariana Harris averaging over 13 points per game, hitting 52% from the field. Hits that jump shot.
And she's one of 4 players in conference play averaging a double-double. So everybody will talk about the blocks first with Harris, but she's a very well-rounded player.
We're tied at 4. Wilson flips it out to Cryer. Garantes fakes the long 3, now pulls up for a shorter shot. It hits.
Good drive there by Arella Garantes. Kayana Traylor, the freshman, number 23 in black, got shaken up off the Harris screen, and Garantes noticed it was 5-on-4 essentially and attacked.
Are you by a bucket? It's 6-4 Scarlet Knights. Here's a jump shot from the corner. Doesn't go by Traylor. The rebound by Harris. Double team, puts it up off the side rim, and Victoria Harris pulls down the rebound. Cryer dribbles across midcourt line. Stacia Carey. Back to Garantes, an open look and hits. Arella Garantes averaging over 10 points per game. And she gives Rutgers a 4-point advantage.
Now, she's the kind of player who works at her jump shot every day, night in and night out, literally. Sometimes the coaches see her here past midnight working on her jumper.
CC Cryer almost picked the pocket that time. But McLaughlin able to get it back, and then Victoria Harris thought she had a clean block underneath, but called for the foul. And that'll be the second team foul on the Scarlet Knights here in this first quarter. So to the line, Tamara Farquhar, sophomore out of Quebec, Canada, who struggled from the line this year, 51% free throw shooter, and she misses that one.
Yeah, Rutgers assistant coach Nadine Domond, in our chat during Rutgers shoot-around earlier today, she called Farquhar the X factor on this Purdue team, because you know about McLaughlin and Oden and Harris, but Farquhar has played phenomenally in Big Ten play, averaging a double-double just like Harris has been.
She missed both free throws, and Rutgers retains its 4-point lead. Wilson with the turnaround, thought about popping it up out there. Garantes takes the jump shot. The rebound comes all the way out to Traylor. Purdue quickly across the midcourt line, down by 4. 4.5 remaining here in the first quarter. Now a Traylor brings it all the way back out towards the midcourt line. Now gets around a screen, but Garantes picks her up defensively. Inside 10 now on the shot clock. Here's Harris, dumps it inside. Stacia Carey got a piece of it. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Harris at the buzzer puts it up, can't score. Tapped around and the ball loose on the ground. This should be a jump ball, and it will be Rutgers ball on the alternating arrow. But first, a timeout on the floor. 4:06 remaining. First quarter. Rutgers 8, Purdue 4 on BTN Plus. 190 here on the banks of the Raritan.
And she's got to be happy with how Rutgers has been playing as of late. You see those numbers set the women's basketball coaching record for most wins in the Big Ten as well, up over 200 now. But when you've won 8 straight, you got to be happy. But Rutgers, again, this is the team that now has a little bit of a target on its back after joining the top 25 this past weekend.
Victoria Harris goes cross court. Here's Cryer. Beyond the arc, flips back to Harris. Garantes fakes the 3, bounce pass inside Carey. In the paint, puts up a tough shot. Gets it back, puts it up and in. Stacia Carey gives Rutgers a 6-point lead.
That is great tenacity from Stacia Carey, and that's one of the trademarks from her and her time on the banks is strong rebounding and just sticking around on the offensive glass for that second chance.
Scarlet Knights up by 6, Purdue basketball. 15 on the shot clock, 3:15 remaining in the first. Here's Oden, top of the key. Been quiet so far. Dominique Oden averaging just under 16 points per game. Dribbles in, takes a short jumper from the foul line. And up ahead it goes to Garantes, 1-on-3, puts it up and in.
That is a risky outlet pass from CC Cryer, flinging it down the field with a Boilermaker on either side of Garantes, but CC told me before the game she trusts her teammates to go chase down some of those passes, and that's exactly what Arella did there.
RU up by 8. It's 12-4. 10 on the shot clock again. McLaughlin cannot get loose. An outstanding shooter from outside. Barqua flips it outside. This is Harden, takes the shot. Doesn't go. Cassidy Harden. A big 3-point shooter for Purdue, but couldn't hit that one. And the foul on the Boilermakers.
Look at this pass. Just a little flick of the wrist from CC Cryer. And trusting Garantes that she's got the speed, that she's going to identify over her shoulder where that ball is. And Cryer has been the assist maestro, the assist and the steals maestro for Rutgers since rejoining the team.
2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first. And Rutgers a chance to go up by 10 points here. Here's Sharice Wilson, flips it over to Cryer. Carey in the corner. Victoria Harris turns, faces the basket, can't score. And the rebound ripped down there by Fatou Dieng, redshirt junior out of Senegal, who just entered the game. And she throws it away. Rutgers gets it back.
A disjointed start, to say the least, for Purdue. 2 of 11 from the floor. A couple of turnovers like you just saw. Their only baskets, a few on putbacks from Ariana Harris. And you can see the Rutgers defensively pushing up towards half court, trying to make the Boilermakers uncomfortable.
Cryer fakes that 3. CC pulls it down, gives to Wilson, top of the key. Sharice Wilson moves against 2 defenders. Now back to Cryer, launches a 3, in and out. Rebound tapped out by Caitlin Jenkins. And looks like a foul on Rutgers, reaching over the back.
Yeah, they'll tag Sharice Wilson with that, trying to sneak in there and jar for the offensive rebound. But you could see Cryer walking down the floor and practicing her shot without the ball in her hand. She thought that open look from the corner was going to drop.
So Wilson comes out. Sierra Calhoun, the transfer from Ohio State, into the game for the Scarlet Knights. And Carissa McLaughlin hits that 3-point shot. She now has 47 on the season. Outstanding 3-point shooter, 38% from beyond the arc.
She's dangerous. Her and Dominique Godin are the 1-2 tandem, just like Rutgers has in the starting lineup with Cryer and with Wilson.
That 3-pointer pulls the Boilermakers to within 5. It's 12-7. Here's Calhoun. She launches a 3 off the front rim. Tapped out. Calhoun trying to chase it down. Comes all the way out to Dominique Oden, who floats up a shot, doesn't go, gets her own rebound, taken away by Cryer. 2-on-1 Rutgers. Cryer has it poked away from behind by Kiana Traylor.
And there are those fast hands from CC Cryer, averaging just a shade under 3 steals a game, which is tops on the team. and would qualify as best in the Big Ten, although she's only played in half of Rutgers' games so far this year.
Takia Mack checks into the game as Stacia Carey comes out. Takia Mack, sophomore out of Chicago. And she has the basketball now. Gives to Cryer. CC Cryer for three. Off the rim, no. Rebound, McLaughlin.
A couple of good looks now for Cryer from behind the arc in the last few minutes. Are you 0 for 4 from behind the arc in the opening quarter?
15 seconds left here in the first quarter. A quickly played first period. McLaughlin gets around a screen. 4 seconds. Takes it all the way as it knocked away from behind by Caitlin Jenkins with a big rejection.
I'll tell you what, she had some ferocious blocks on Sunday. This is a tough one, too. Sliding over with a little help and a little poke.
2.4 seconds. Oden puts up the jump shot. Doesn't go. And the first quarter comes to an end. A low-scoring first period of basketball, but Rutgers does have a 5-point lead. Our score after one, Rutgers 12, Purdue 7. Second quarter upcoming on BTN+.
Forgot to meet, but the few who were lucky to meet him in his time with us, you could tell that they were better off for having met him, and we are better off for having had him in the Big Ten community.
Absolutely. Tyler Trent, the Purdue super fan, great source of inspiration for everyone at Purdue University.
And I'll tell you what, a lot like Jim Valvano, a lot will be made of Tyler Trent's memory, and rightfully so. Very brave, very strong, and courageous young man.
And his Boilermakers here down by 5, and a foul underneath. Rutgers up 12-7 as the second quarter begins. And the Scarlet Knights pick up their first team foul here in quarter number 2. Kiana Traylor to the line, promising freshman for the Boilermakers. And her free throw, no good. She'll get another. Mentioned Purdue coming in 13-5, winners of 6 of their last 7, including 3 straight. And within those wins, big wins over Michigan 71-70, Iowa 62-57. They've been playing outstanding basketball.
If you try to predict the Big Ten this year, good luck. I was looking before the game. Ranked Big Ten teams are 8-8 against unranked Big Ten teams this season, which is just incredible.
Rutgers right now sitting on top in the conference. The only undefeated team in the Big Ten at 5-0. 13-3 overall. 3 on the shot clock, and not a good offensive possession for the Scarlet Knights that time. But taken away, the defense comes up big. Here's Cryer. Dribbles in, puts the brakes on, flips it back outside Garantes. Cryer for 3, got it. CC Cryer, a 36% three-point shooter. Hits one from long range, and the Scarlet Knights up by 7.
The three-point shot this year for Rutgers has been a vital part of the offense. You saw it on Sunday against Nebraska. Rutgers needed some of those threes to keep the game in Rutgers' hands as it was from coast to coast, but Cryer was working for that three-pointer early and finally got it there.
Here's Odom outside. Long three-point shot. Good! Carissa McLaughlin hits that three-point shot. Last year, she drilled 75 three-point shots, a Purdue freshman record.
And she's one of those players who, whenever she gets into the gym, she's within range at that point. And she's got the okay from the coaching staff. Pretty much as long as you're over half court, go ahead. With her and Oden, like I said, they are a tough 1-2 tandem to stop. One of the better three-point shooting combos in the conference.
10 seconds on the shot clock here for the Scarlet Knights. Garantes jackknifes, gives it to Jenkins. Back to Cryer. CC Cryer dribbles in, delivers to Jenkins, puts it up. And that's a shot clock violation. Did not get the shot off in time.
A little too unselfish on that possession for Rutgers. Looked like Cryer had a good look. There was a good look. That first 3 for her. She had 13 points, including 3 threes against Nebraska on Sunday. And then McLaughlin able to answer. Lou, she's second in the conference in made three-pointers per game. Only Taylor Mikesell from Maryland is hit more. So somebody Rutgers has to get out on no matter where she is.
Cassidy Harden in the game now for Purdue, and there's a push of foul on Cryer way up top. Rutgers a couple of substitutions as well. Noga Peleg-Pelk enters the game for the first time, the sharpshooter from Israel. It's a 4-point Rutgers lead, 15-11. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left here in the first half. Bounce pass outside to Oden. Dumps it inside, and Jenkins, anticipating that pass beautifully, picks it off. Great bounce pass up ahead, but Stacia Carey unable to connect. Here's Oden, stops, pops, and hits. Dominique Oden, a second-team All-Big Ten performer, averaging nearly 16 points per game. And she draws Purdue to within a bucket.
What a big 4-point swing. Stacia Carey nearly with her 1,000th point, misses the open look at the layup, and then on the other end, Oden able to knock down a jumper finally for Purdue.
Here's Carey, dribbles in, puts it up too hard off the glass. And the ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by Rutgers. So Purdue a chance to tie it up here or take the lead with a three. McLaughlin angles in front of the RU bench. This is Oden, top of the key. Oden gets it back, gets around a screen. Tried to dump it off inside to Harris, but Ariana Harris not looking for that pass, and it goes off her hands out of bounds. So RU with the basketball and a 2-point lead. Peleg-Pelk flips back outside. Here's Cryer, pulls up, short jumper, can't connect.
Again, an open look from Cryer if she would have wanted it from behind the arc and just opted out of it, and instead took what was a fairly well-contested jumper inside.
Laughlin brings it back outside. Cassidy Harden trying to dump it in. Just tried to dump that through and over three Rutgers defenders.
Well, Peleg-Pelk pulling above her height, boxing out Ariana Harris, keeping her away from the pass.
And Cryer with a bounce pass again, trying to beat Caitlin Jenkins, but Rutgers a little sloppy right now offensively.
Both teams have been a little sloppy. Two of the best three teams in the Big Ten in scoring defense, and even though some of these turnovers may not be the direct cause of somebody getting out on you or the direct cause of the defense, having to deal with the defensive intensity and pressure for 40 minutes can wear some teams down.
Again, Purdue, chance to take the lead with a three or tie it up here. Oden dribbles in, can't connect. Rebound underneath. Dumped back and put up. Dances off the rim as Tamar Farquhar had a good shot at it. And DeYang with a big rebound and a good look to get that pass back to her. And now a timeout on the floor. 4 minutes and 58 seconds remaining second quarter. Rutgers still with the lead. Scarlet Knights up by 2. It's 15-13 RU.
What a conundrum trying to figure out this Big Ten. Very exciting to see 6 ranked teams in the Big Ten. First time in more than 4 years since that's happened. But the two of the teams at the top, Rutgers and Purdue, the ones we're seeing tonight, not exactly teams that going into the season were favorites or considered title contenders, but defense wins games in the Big Ten, and you've seen that with Rutgers and with Purdue.
Cryer dribbles in, flips to Peleg-Pelk, who can't hit that three-point shot. She's a 44% three-point shooter, but couldn't hit that time. Ball knocked away by Cryer.
It'll be very interesting to see how Rutgers adjusts, because they've started 1 of 6 from behind the arc. They've been able to strip the ball away a couple of times in this game, like you see right there. Cryer able to poke it away from Trailer, but the perimeter shooting not quite there like it was on Sunday and has been for the majority of conference play.
Yeah, both teams struggling. Rutgers shooting just 36% from the field. Purdue, 26% for the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Short jumper, good. Nice sweet shot by Dominique Oden, and that ties the game at 15.
Now, Oden has stepped up to a new level in Big Ten play, averaging over 17 points a game, 5th best in the conference, and a classmate of Ariana Harris. What a 1-2 tandem to have in one class. One of the best post players in the conference and one of the top guards, too.
It's Garantes, 10 on the shot clock. Noga Pelk back to Garantes. Takes the short jumper and hits. Garantes drills it from just inside the arc. And Rutgers back up by 2, 17-15.
For Rutgers, it's been somebody different taking over pretty much every game this season. Garantes has 8, 4 of 6 from the floor. Might want to start feeding the hot hand.
Trailer got around a screen momentarily. Rutgers recovers defensively. Now you're down to 5 on the shot clock. Almost a strip by Harris. Ball dances off the rim, but then poked up and in. So Purdue getting the offensive rebound, and looked like Dominique Oden on that basket. Ties the game at 17.
Yeah, it was Dominique Oden. 6 points now for her. 7 offensive rebounds for Purdue. Rutgers has to do a better job of blocking out once the Boilermakers take a shot.
Here's Stacia Carey back to the basket. Bounce pass to Victoria Harris. Short jumper's good. Victoria Harris open on the baseline. And again, RU up by 2.
She's not a huge jump shooter, but she had the time to gather, shoot in rhythm. She'll knock those down.
McLaughlin got open. She'll hit that jumper every time. In high school, over 2,500 career points. Top 10 all-time in the state of Indiana. Outstanding offensive player. And Garantes loses the ball on the baseline. Caitlin Jenkins comes into the game. Victoria Harris will come out.
That was a sneaky pass from CeCe Cryer.
And Purdue a chance to take the lead here. We're tied at 19 with 2 minutes left of the first half. Very quickly played first half of basketball.
Now, Rutgers hasn't gotten to the free throw line once. Purdue's 1 of 4 in the game. Not a lot of fouls on either side.
That'll be an offensive foul. Kayana Trailer on cue from Dom Savino. Puts the elbow down.
And it's not even like Noga Pelk really decided to take that charge. It didn't look like she did. It just so happened that Trailer put her elbow about waist level and drove into her. And Pelk had no other option but to land on the hardwood.
Here's Cryer. Almost lost the dribble. Now gets it back. Flips it to Pelk. Dishes to Jenkins, who puts it up and in. Rutgers back up by 2, 21-19. A minute 20 left first half. Trailer being guarded by Garantes. Back outside, and that'll be traveling as Tamara Farquhar lifted that pivot foot.
Here's this little look from Pelk, not known as a big assister, just about an assist a game for her. But good vision through the double team to find Jenkins cutting to the basket. Jenkins had a pretty big game on Sunday. 8 points, 12 rebounds. I mentioned the 3 blocks. 28 minutes for her, too, which is a lot. Now, Rutgers will use her a lot today just because of Ariana Harris's presence downstairs.
Zippy Broughton in the game now for Rutgers. Jump shot by Pelk from three-point land does not go. A foul on Rutgers over the back.
They'll get Jenkins on that one, on the rebound action.
That's her second. Third team foul of the Scarlet Knights. Final minute of play here in the first half. Purdue a chance again to tie it or take the lead. Ticking down towards 10 seconds on the shot clock. McLaughlin Broughton out on her defensively. 5 on the shot clock now. McLaughlin for 3. Got it. Carissa McLaughlin drills a three-pointer. Purdue up by 1. 22-21.
the freshman running the show on this last possession.
There's Broughton. Outside, you're down to 8 seconds. Peleg Pelk takes a long three. Got it! Oh, from a different area code.
Wow, that was from College Avenue.
Noga Peleg Pelk from way downtown. And Rutgers goes into the locker room with a 2-point lead.
What a rainbow from Peleg Pelk. We're talking about it all half long. Rutgers has been using the three-pointer as a main part of its offense. Wasn't able to get it to go. For the team often takes the identity of the head coach. Steve Vivian Stringer is a defense-first kind of head coach. Been that way for her entire career, and that's how you accrue numbers like that. Scarlet Knights have held 9 opponents under 55 points. I said at the top of the broadcast, it's maybe a first to 55 kind of game. The way it's shaping up, it may be first to 50.
Rutgers with a 2-point lead by virtue of that 3-point shot by Noga Peleg Pelk as time was running down at the end of the first half. The Scarlet Knights with the first possession of half number 2. Moving right to left on your screen, here's Cryer to Garantes. Rutgers works it around the perimeter. Down to 10 now on the shot clock. Cryer to Garantes, open baseline jumper is good. She rattles it in, and the Scarlet Knights go up by 4.
Great look, just finding that soft spot in the defense right along the mid-baseline.
Laughlin flips it outside to Oden. Bounce pass comes inside now, working hard and putting it in off the glass. Nice shot by Tamara Farquhar. And Purdue draws back to within a bucket. 26-24. A minute gone by third quarter. Sharice Wilson directs traffic. Gets around a screen, puts the brakes on, flips it back outside to Cryer. 5 on the shot clock. Inside to Carey, puts it up too hard. And the rebound pulled down by Harris. Here comes Purdue. A chance again to tie or take the lead. Aqua dribbles in, and Carey with a block from underneath. Stacia Carey with a nice defensive play.
Not a contact, too, on that block.
Wilson flips back outside to Carey. Rutgers up by 2 with the ball. Garantes floats it up short off the front rim, and the rebound pulled down by Farquhar.
Rutgers trying to get Garantes going in the second half. She led the team with 8 points, 4 of 6 shooting. A couple of sweet elbow jumpers to get to that 8 points. And it's just kind of by committee, game in and game out for Rutgers, who will take the mantle.
Trailer goes inside Harris, puts it up, and this foul by Victoria Harris. And again, she thought she got most of the ball, but whistled for the foul.
That seemed like a cleaner defensive play from Harris than the one a few moments ago from Stacia Carey that had Farquhar turning around looking for the foul.
So to the line, the junior, Ariana Harris, out of Indianapolis. I mentioned preseason All Big Ten selection. Last year, Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Second team All Big Ten last season.
Landed on the Lisa Leslie Award watch list for the top center in women's hoops. And whenever your name is in the same sentence as Lisa Leslie's, you're doing something right.
Hits both free throws, just a 68% free throw shooter, but gets them both and ties the game at 26. Sharice Wilson.
Rutgers happy to have her back. She sat out for pretty much the entire second quarter with 2 personal fouls.
Here's Garantes up top. Wilson dribbles in, puts up a tough shot, and draws the foul.
That's that tough defensive battle that Rutgers and Purdue's been waging all evening long. You get contact right as you try to drive, and then Tamara Farquhar coming on and committing a pretty hard foul.
Wilson at the line, the transfer out of Rhode Island, averaging just over 8 points per game, 61% from the stripe this year. And her first and second are both good. And again, Rutgers goes up by 2, 28-26. Trailer brings it across. Played by Garantes. Flips over to McLaughlin. Tough defense by Cryer.
Yeah, she's in her pocket. After 3 first-half threes, you're not going to let her get anything easy.
Here's Oden. Goes all the way across the court. 5 seconds on the shot clock. McLaughlin fires. Trailer dumps it off, and on the baseline, the call is very close to a shot clock violation, but the call is on the line, so Rutgers gets the basketball back.
Wonderful defensive possession for Rutgers. Once that shot clock gets down to 7 or so seconds, you can get away with double teaming and playing just switch defense the entire time, and that's what Rutgers did late to interrupt the shot attempt from Purdue.
Here's C.C. Cryer. Between the circles, flips back outside to Wilson. Again, inside 10 on that shot clock. Cryer finds Garantes, open jumper, no good. And the rebound comes out to Farquhar. RU by 2, inside Harris got position. Ariana Harris ties the game at 28.
That's exactly what it was. It wasn't even so much that Ariana Harris had good positioning. It was that Jenkins was just completely out of the spot, and an easy path for Harris just to turn things up to the basket and lay it in.
Takia Mack in the game now for the Scarlet Knights. Garantes hits that short jumper.
With a hand in her face, too. Odin closed out well, but it's been a good game for Garantes.
Harris got loose underneath. That's too easy for Purdue, and they tie the game at 30.
Jenkins trying to come out, trying to front and cut off that entry pass to the paint, but there was just enough separation between Harris and the basket that you could feed it in over the top and get it in there.
Inside, trying to go to Jenkins. Good job by Wilson to poke it back to Jenkins in the paint.
We've got to fight for those 50-50 balls in a game like this. It's been a one-basket game for the entire third quarter.
Takia Mack on the floor, dumps it ahead to Garantes, who lays it up and in. What an effort by Takia Mack.
That's what I'm talking about. Those high-intensity plays in a game with two of the best teams in the Big Ten. You've got to win the majority of them to win this game, and Rutgers in this quarter especially is winning the majority.
RU lead is now 34-30. Farquhar poked at by Cryer. A lot of quick hands, finally poked away by Rutgers. C.C. Cryer lays it up and in. And a timeout called by Purdue. Sharon Versip wants to talk it over. Rutgers on a run. Timeout on the floor. 4:35 remaining third quarter. Rutgers goes up by 6. It's 36-30 on BTN+. Tip the head coach of Purdue in her 13th season, 270 wins. That's the most ever for a Purdue coach. She's guided the Boilermakers to 9 NCAA tournaments.
And it's been a very strong Baker's dozen years under Sharon Versip, and a native of Indiana, too. She was born in Mishawaka, just outside of South Bend, Indiana, about 2 hours away from West Lafayette, now getting to coach one of the big universities in her home state, and another strong year for Purdue. They rarely have a down year.
Boilermakers coming in 13-5 on the season, as we said, 4-1 in the Big Ten. Caitlin Jenkins with the steal. Up ahead, Garantes stops, pops, and hits.
The hesitation didn't really work there for Aurela Garantes, and instead she just muscled through Trailer to knock that shot down.
Rutgers on an 8-0 run here with 3:45 remaining in the third quarter. Here's McLaughlin. Flips outside to Oden. Dominique Oden. 10 on the shot clock again. Rutgers defense all the way out past the perimeter. Harris, 3 on the shot clock. McLaughlin has it knocked away by Caitlin Jenkins. And that will be a shot clock violation.
This is just wonderful defense from Rutgers. Once again, a late shot clock, and I think that was Harris who snuck in there in front of Jenkins. Both of them could have blocked the shot, but that just shows you where Rutgers' defense is at in this contest. A battle of great defenses. The Scarlet Knights have had the upper hand.
The Scarlet Knights have turned up the D here in this third quarter, and it has resulted in an 8-0 run. There's Garantes in the corner. 3 minutes left in the third. Inside 10 on the shot clock. Sharice Wilson over to Cryer. Pops a long three off the front rim. And the rebound comes all the way out to Trailer. Here's Oden. She pops the three. No. Gets her own rebound. Floats it up and draws the foul.
Well, both three-point shooters who know how to hit the long three. Cryer, even though it was in the last second of the shot clock, she can hit those shots from out by the rack logo. And then Oden trailing the play. And following up on her shot, you like to see that. She knew pretty quickly she had short-armed it and just follows up through the open lane.
Foul on Victoria Harris. That's her second. Scarlet Knights' 13th foul here in the third. And she comes out. Stacia Carey into the game. Dominique Oden at the line. Junior out of Atlanta, Georgia, was a first-team All-State performer in the state of Georgia in high school. And she hits both free throws and stops the bleeding a little bit for Purdue. They're down by 6, 38-32. CC Cryer. Bounce pass, Garantes. Puts it on the floor. Back outside Cryer. Open, Sharice Wilson for three. No. Offensive foul inside called on the Scarlet Knights.
Wow. That was a great look, too, for Sharice Wilson. Wide open, nobody around her. And I guess trying to set a screen, keeping everybody freed up outside. That was where Carey picked up the foul. You could see Vivian Stringer, arms crossed, not very happy about that.
Purdue down by 6. 2 minutes left in the third. Oden flips it to Harris. Inside 10. On the possession clock. And it's thrown away. Intercepted by CC Cryer. Cryer behind the back dribble. Floats it up and in. Off the glass.
She's an all Big Ten guard. No doubt about it. Every game out, CC Cryer does something that makes you say, wow, that is that.
Jump shot doesn't go. Rebound to Stacia Carey. Rutgers up by 8. Scarlet Knights bring it across. This is Sharice Wilson, and she calls the play for RU. Minute 15 remaining.
And a real chance for Rutgers to grab hold of this game going into the fourth quarter. Get a couple of baskets here, a stop on the other end.
10 on the shot clock. Here's Cryer. Dribbles in. Gets a screen from Jenkins. Can't score. And the rebound is pulled down by DeYang. Here comes Purdue. McLaughlin. Sharice Wilson, though, gets out on her defensively. Poked away by Cryer. But she got caught with her hand in the cookie jar that time. And the call goes against CC Cryer.
You see her going over there getting the explanation for that call, too. But Trailer had that ball all the way back on her hip. Cryer was looking for the third steal, but sometimes that call will be given when somebody's so far back in the triple threat like Trailer was.
And a Trailer at the line hits the first. And a chance to draw the Boilermakers to within 6. Her second, good as well. And it is a 40-34 game.
More of this pressure here from Purdue. Haven't really forced turnovers out of this pressure, but trying to force the Rutgers ball handlers to work hard.
Stacia Carey dribbles up. Stacey Cryer in front of the RU bench, hands to Wilson. 7 on the shot clock. Wilson dribbles in, puts up a tough shot, can't score. Carey gets the rebound, draws the foul. Stacia Carey working hard on the boards, averaging just under 6 rebounds per game, and she gets a big one there.
She's another one of those veteran leaders, Stacia Carey is. A couple of points, a couple of rebounds. Nice little game for her.
76% free throw shooter. And her first is good.
And there it is for Stacia Carey. 1,000 career points for the fifth-year senior out of Cleveland, Ohio.
Having an outstanding year, averaging in double figures, 10.2 points per game. And hits the second free throw, so she's at 1,001, and she gives Rutgers an 8-point lead.
Rutgers so happy to land her, transferring from Pittsburgh a couple of seasons ago. Again, just a huge veteran leader.
10 seconds left in the third. Oden dribbles in, spinning, twisting, forces up a shot. It's short. Takia Mack has it at the buzzer, and that will do it. So the third quarter comes to an end. Rutgers with a nice run in the last couple minutes, and the Scarlet Knights head to the fourth up by 8. 42-34 Rutgers here on BTN+. Back at the rack, the announcement made here at the Rutgers Athletic Center that Stacia Carey indeed had scored her 1,000th career point as we broke at the end of the quarter, and a big round of applause. Nice ovation for Stacia.
Yeah, I mean, she knew about it. She, like a lot of players, eager to get that milestone done. I saw some Stacia Carey fatheads with some of the Rutgers faithful here. Stacia kind of hid her face in her hands when the announcement was made, kind of shying away from it. But within 30 seconds after the announcement, back to business, face back into the huddle. So she's focused. She wants a win.
Well, Purdue begins the fourth quarter down by 8. This is McLaughlin. Goes up top. 5 again on the shot clock. Oden takes a 3, can't hit. Rebound, put up and in, and the foul. So Purdue continues to do an outstanding job on the boards. And it pays off that time, a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, Tamara Farquhar is tenacious on the glass. With her and Harris, Purdue has quite a rebounding duo. She had 18 rebounds, a career high on Sunday against Northwestern. And now I believe they just teed up Stacey Cryer.
So a technical foul called on Stacey Cryer, and that'll send Carissa McLaughlin to the line. 92% free throw shooter.
I didn't really see it. I guess Cryer was saying something to the official about the foul committed on Farquhar. Seemed like there was some contact down in the paint, so I don't quite know where it came in.
But that's huge. This is a big sequence for Purdue. A chance now to cut it down to 3. Can't hit the free throw, so it is a 4-point Rutgers lead.
That's still a 4-point play, though, for Purdue. Can't get a 4-point shot. Not the Globetrotters don't have the 4-point circle out there. So, a couple of points given to McLaughlin, who's automatic at the line, like you said.
There's Carantes outside Cryer, long 3 off the back rim, no. And a rebound pulled down by Ariana Harris. A minute gone by in the fourth. And Purdue a chance to cut it to 2. And that'll be a timeout called by the Boilermakers as Oden lost the dribble, but she was able to get the timeout. So a timeout called with 8:54 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Rutgers up by 4, 42-38 Scarlet Knights. Rutgers huddled around their Hall of Fame head coach, C. Vivian Stringer. The Scarlet Knights with a 4-point lead, 42-38. 8:54 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Purdue basketball, they'll throw it in. And almost throw it away, but McLaughlin able to go back and save it.
Wow, she touched that ball on the front court side of midcourt. I don't know how she was able to go back into the backcourt and grab it.
Garantes comes up with the loose balls. Rutgers comes up with yet another steal. There's Sharice Wilson. Hands to Garantes. Dribbles in, puts the brakes on, gives to Carey. Stacia Carey trying to back it in. Now trying to make a whole bunch of moves against two defenders and draws the foul.
That was good defense until the foul from Purdue. They hole up Carey. They've got hands in her face. They stop that initial move, but then she takes this 2 steps. Credit Carey for keeping her feet planted, not traveling. And then the Boilermakers, with her clogged up in the paint, commit the foul.
Free throw, good. Stacia, honorable mention, all Big Ten. Second, good as well. Gets both free throws and increases the RU lead to 6. 44-38. 8:15 remaining. Scarlet Knights trying to remain unbeaten in the Big Ten. They sit up top at 5-0 in the conference. Oden pulls up for the short jumper and hits. Dominique Oden, tough offensive player. Over 1,000 points in her career.
Interested to see over these next few minutes how this guard lineup works out for Rutgers. Crier's on the bench. She got 4 fouls now. You include that technical she had. So Calhoun is back into the game for the first time in the second half, I believe.
Caitlin Jenkins inside, puts it up, and draws the foul.
And now on back-to-back possessions, Rutgers with kind of a lineup at the guard spots we don't usually see, feeding the paint. And Jenkins this time, not totally automatic from the stripe, but Rutgers has gotten to the line a little bit now and can start to separate itself at the stripe.
Yeah, Caitlin shooting just 59% from the line, although that has improved of late. And she hits the first, she'll get another.
Yeah, RU's perfect, 7 of 7 at the stripe, even though the Scarlet Knights didn't get to the line once in the first half.
And hits both. Oh, Caitlin Jenkins with 2 big free throws. And Rutgers up by 6, 46-40.
And Rutgers springs the trap. And they get the turnover. Wonderful defense from Rutgers there.
So RU defense with a big play there. And they get possession, up by 6. And Sharice Wilson maneuvers her way across the midcourt line.
Sorry, Lou, that trap's a play, and we've seen it each of the last few games defensively for Rutgers in the second half.
Wilson forcing up that shot against 2 defenders. It'll be Rutgers basketball.
Now here it is. It's 2 of your top guards, Garantes and Wilson. You've got Trailer and a freshman handling the ball, and you spring the trap on her, and she was caught off guard.
Garantes with a beautiful over-the-shoulder pass, but Caitlin Jenkins unable to hit. Then Carey gets in the passing lane and knocks it away. Beautiful play by Stacia Carey. And Sharice Wilson barreling into the lane draws the foul.
Well, if you go to the hoop, you will be rewarded more often than not, and you see it right there. Sharice Wilson, she was about to land, her back was about to land on the hardwood, just flung the ball in the direction of the basket, and she gets the 2 free throws.
Her first is good as she gets the roll. And second good as well. So RU's lead back up to 8, 48-40. 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Oden flips it back to Harris. McLaughlin trying to find an opening. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Farquhar flips it to Oden, puts it up. Dances off the rim, but now Purdue with a fresh shot clock.
That's just a backbreaker. You work hard for 30 seconds. Oden has to fling up a shot before setting herself. But then Purdue with its 9th offensive rebound.
That jump shot doesn't go. And the rebound comes all the way out to Charisse Wilson. She goes coast to coast, puts the brakes on, dumps it outside. Sierra Calhoun called for the travel. Six minutes left. Rutgers with an 8-point lead. Traylor dumps it off. Harris shovels it back. Jump shot put up. Doesn't go by Farquhar. The rebound pulled down by Rutgers again. Here comes Garantes. Dribbles it off of her foot. And now you'll have a jump ball. Possession arrow favoring the Scarlet Knights.
That's been a solid game for Arella Garantes. 16 points, 8 of 12 shooting. And Rutgers just fortunate there to have the arrow in its favor.
Cassidy Harden checks into the game for Purdue. Here's Calhoun for three. It's a three for Sierra Calhoun.
Sierra Calhoun has had some struggles shooting the ball in her graduate season with Rutgers. But she's a sharpshooter by trade. And if you let a sharpshooter set her feet and shoot it in a rhythm like she just did, she's going to knock it down. See, she's got the time. Doesn't matter that she's got the closeout in her face. She had time to set her feet, square up, and follows through a huge three for Calhoun.
And it gives Rutgers its largest lead of the game. Scarlet Knights up by 11, 51-40. Here's McLaughlin, takes the shot, doesn't go. And Garantes pulls down the rebound. So RU putting some distance between themselves now and the Boilermakers, up by 11 as we tick down towards the 5-minute mark. They should carry up top. Garantes, Charisse Wilson for three. And Purdue calls a timeout. Rutgers with its largest lead. Scarlet Knights up by 14. 4:56 remaining in the fourth. Rutgers 54, Purdue 40.
Now this is what happens when Rutgers knocks down a couple of threes. Wilson straight away, and Rutgers is just playing with some swagger at this point. 5-0, looking for a perfect 6-0 start in conference play. And when a veteran like Charisse Wilson, whose nickname is Butter on the team, they just gave her the nickname Butter because, as I was told by a couple of people, her shot is smooth, her ball handling is smooth, her passing is smooth. When one of your vets knocks down a big three, you go up by 14, start to feel pretty good.
Big game tonight for both teams, but Rutgers really the beginning of a tough stretch with 17th ranked Michigan State coming in here on Sunday afternoon. Then they go on the road at 22nd ranked Iowa, at Penn State, and 25th ranked Indiana comes in to close out the month. So a tough month of January. As Carissa McLaughlin hits that three-point shot and draws Purdue to within 11. Oden pokes it away, puts it in. So 5 quick points by the Boilermakers.
And that's how you want to come out of the timeout if you're Purdue. Get the three from McLaughlin, her first three of this half. Remember, she was 3 of 3 from deep in the opening half. And then I think for the first time all game, the Boilermakers' full-court press results in a turnover and into 2 points.
So Sierra Calhoun comes out. CC Cryer back in there for Rutgers.
And she's got those 4 fouls. So seeing how that affects Cryer's typical aggressive play on defense.
Garantes flips to Wilson. Back to Arella Garantes. Stacia Carey back to the basket. Nice move underneath. Can't score, though. It dances off the rim. And the rebound pulled down by Ariana Harris. There's McLaughlin. Dishes off to Oden. Oden pops a three. Got it. Can't leave Dominique Oden open out there. A 36% three-point shooter. And just like that, Purdue has whittled it down to a 6-point game.
A huge answer from Purdue. They come out of the timeout, a 7-0 run. And RU felt good after that Sharice Wilson three, but we know it in the Big Ten. You've got the win once the final buzzer sounds. And with a fairly veteran Purdue team, lots of juniors on this squad, they're going to play the final buzzer. So this one not over by any means. An 8-0 run for Purdue over the last 66 seconds.
Well, Purdue down by 6. They'll return home their next game against in-state rival Indiana, and then a couple of tough games on the road at Minnesota and at Iowa. And we were talking off-air prior to the game, Dom. In this conference, in the Big Ten Conference, there are no off nights. Each and every game so tough.
Not a one. You look at every single game and you say, well, this team beat this team, so they probably can beat you. This team beat this team. Everybody's beating everybody, it feels like.
And Rutgers did not do a good job that time handling that Purdue pressure. And the Scarlet Knights throw it away. Victoria Harris in. Caitlin Jenkins out. Still a lot of time left here. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter.
And if you think back to Sunday, Rutgers, in that first half especially, played very clean basketball, kept the turnovers down to a minimum. But Nebraska got back into the game and tied it at a couple of points because they were able to force some turnovers. Rutgers has to execute over these final 3:20.
Barclay dribbles in and draws the foul. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Scarlet Knights. Should be a non-shooting foul. And Purdue will toss it in.
That is the 4th on Harris, though, and I believe it's the 4th on Rutgers. So
they're saying it is a shooting foul. And the crowd was aligned with me on that. They didn't think so.
I said it a couple of minutes ago about Sharice Wilson when she drove to the basket and just kind of heaved it. There you see Farquhar's left arm go up. The ball really doesn't go anywhere because it's pinned by Carey. But if you attack the basket, you'll get rewarded, and that's an example.
So it's a 5-point game, 54-49. Scarlet Knights in the lead. Here's Cece Cryer has it knocked away and stolen. And then on the on the out-of-bounds line is Carissa McLaughlin.
Rutgers got lucky there. Very nearly another forced turnover. You see Cryer fighting for the ball. McLaughlin, they said her foot was just on that sideline. And you still got a minute and 5 seconds before you can take a peek at this.
So time is called at 3:05 remaining here in the fourth.
The officials are going to the monitor. I believe the rule is under 2 in the fourth quarter. And then you can review it. I'll get a second look at it, though, up on the big board. And here we go now. A second look at this one. The ruling on the floor is that McLaughlin was out of bounds. And the question is whether her left foot was kind of under her body. Was that out of play as she touched the ball? Maybe this will give us something different. That left toe may have been on the line, and it is Rutgers basketball.
So the Scarlet Knights will have the ball and a 5-point lead Purdue coming in 4-1 in the conference, tied with Maryland and Indiana for second place. Under 3 minutes now remaining in the fourth. Stacia Carey on the baseline. Tough shot, no chance, as Farquhar able to knock it away. Two and a half remaining. Cassidy Harden almost lost that dribble. Gives to Oden, 10 on the shot clock. Dominique Oden being played by Wilson. It's blocked, shot put up, and a foul with 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Ariana Harris just got to the ball first on this rebound. Great defense from Rutgers, but she was just able to find it. Cryer commits the foul. That's her 5th. And Rutgers is going to have to make a substitution at the guard spot. They had Caitlin Jenkins waiting to check in. But they're going to have to make 2 substitutions now. Cryer's done for.
So CeCe Cryer has fouled out. And she heads over to the Rutgers bench. It's also the 15th foul on the Scarlet Knights. So Purdue will be shooting free throws for the rest of the game as well. Noga Peleg-Pelk checks into the contest. And the free throw does not go. Ariana Harris, 68% from the line. She'll get another. Stacia Carey back in. Victoria Harris comes out. And the second, good. It's 1 of 2. It's a 4-point game. Rutgers cannot shake the Boilermakers as Purdue keeps hanging around. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Tough Purdue full court pressure. Scarlet Knights get it across. Here's Garantes, gives to Pelk.
And now Rutgers working with 1 point guard on the floor. With Cryer, they've got 2, her and Wilson. But Wilson's got to run the show now, and that's going to affect the press.
5 seconds on the clock. Garantes puts up a tough shot, can't score. And Stacia Carey able to keep it alive, bounced it off of a Purdue defender. Only 2 seconds, though, on the clock.
So watch out for some screening action somewhere. Try to roll somebody off a screen for the little elbow jumper.
Rutgers has to get off a quick shot here. Charisse Wilson will trigger. Gets it in. Garantes. That's a shot clock violation. She took an extra step there trying to get that shot off. It really had to be almost a catch and shot.
Yeah, no time to put the ball on the ground, really.
A minute 40 remaining. Purdue down by 4. Here's Oden. Flips it back outside. Rutgers turns up the D as they come out on the perimeter. McLaughlin, 10 on the shot clock. Oden gives to McLaughlin, 5 on the shot clock. McLaughlin against Jenkins, fires a 3, off the rim, no, and the rebound pulled down by Stacia Carey. Inside, Noga Peleg-Pelk flips it back out. 1 minute left here in the fourth quarter. Rutgers with a 4-point lead.
If you're Rutgers, you want to burn this entire shot clock.
Stolen by McLaughlin and fouled by Stacia Carey. Rutgers over the limit, so Purdue will shoot 2.
And Rutgers about to put one of the best shooters from the free throw line in the entire conference on the line. But again, Peleg-Pelk is not a point guard, not usually tasked with handling the ball. Wilson gave it up. The set didn't really seem all that settled. And that's McLaughlin, a sophomore, with just a heads-up play going for the basketball.
And Carissa McLaughlin, as Dom mentioned, one of the top free throw shooters in the Big Ten at 92%. Hits the first. And she has a chance to draw Purdue to within 2. She does. 54-52. Timeout, Rutgers. So Coach Stringer wants to talk it over here with 52 seconds remaining. Rutgers at 1 point, up by 14. But Purdue has fought back. You see Rutgers' upcoming schedule. 17th ranked Michigan State coming in here on Sunday. Hopefully we don't get too big of a snowstorm for that one.
Yeah.
And then on the road at Iowa, at Penn State, Indiana, and Minnesota. Indiana ranked 25th. And on the road at Minnesota, Golden Gophers at 23.
Whole bunch of ranked teams right there. And you look through the entire Big Ten schedule for Rutgers. There's no easy games, like we said. And that's why each game is so important, because you can't look down the road about the fact that you're going to play ranked opponents 4 of your next 5. You need to get this one. Get a 6th win, and then you can worry about Sunday. And a 12-0 run from Purdue over the last 4 minutes. You see why this conference is so balanced, because even when Rutgers is up by 14 with under 5 minutes to go, the opponent battles back.
Big possession here for the Scarlet Knights as Calhoun gets it in. And Charisse Wilson dribbles way out near midcourt.
Again, Rutgers, you want to use the entire shot clock here, but have the possession end with a good look.
Ten seconds now on the shot clock. Calhoun gives to Wilson. You're down to 5. Charisse Wilson dribbles in, floats it up short. Rebound, carry, puts it up, can't score. And a timeout called by Purdue with 19.8 seconds remaining. So the Boilermakers a chance to tie it up or take the lead with a 3-point shot.
And in Rutgers, that was a decent possession. Again, you see the absence of CeCe Cryer affecting that, because the usual starting lineup not on the floor for Rutgers. A decent look. Carey had a great look at the putback, but now Purdue, they're on a run, 12-0 over the last 4.5 minutes. Plenty of shooters on this team. So the biggest question is, coming out of this, does Purdue go for 2, go for the tie, or on the road in the Big Ten, do you go for the 3 and try to win it? See, Wilson, one of your top scorers, gets in close. Carey, that is a great look at a putback. Another one of your senior leaders with a chance to win it in the same night that she broke the 1,000 career points mark. But, I mean, McLaughlin, Oden, Harris, if they go inside, so many options for Purdue on this possession.
Scarlet Knights trying to win their 9th in a row. Trying to make it 10 of the last 11. Remember, Rutgers undefeated here at the RAC this season. 8-0. They have not lost on their home floor.
Worth mentioning, that was Purdue's last timeout. Rutgers still has 2. So if Rutgers gets the ball back, they can take a timeout.
Purdue to toss it in. Oden. Kia Mack plays her. Inside, Harris lays it in, so Purdue goes for the first good shot. Great execution by the Boilermakers, and they tie the game at 54.
That is just way too easy for Purdue to tie the game. Almost right out of the inbounds. A great look for one of the top scorers in the conference in Harris. Comes into Farquhar. This is big-to-big passing there, and Harris is wide open. Rutgers was not at all settled on that defensive possession. The one good thing for Rutgers is it was a 2. So now you've got the ball back. You got a chance to win the game on your home floor. Again, not having CeCe Cryer, who led you in scoring on Sunday, doesn't help. But Arella Garantes, a team-high 16 points tonight. It's been Stacia Carey's evening, although she's 2 of 11 from the floor. So be curious to see who Rutgers comes to in this possession.
Scarlet Knights will have 15.9 seconds to work with. Of course, the shot clock turned off. They'll take it right down to the end, you would think. Well, unless they get the first good shot, a good look at the basket. But if you're Rutgers here, you might want to try to take it down as far as you can and see if you can win it at the buzzer.
Exactly. And you figure Sharice Wilson will be the person who gets the ball off the inbounds. And then it's a matter, is it Garantes? Again, she's the hot hand tonight. 8 of 13 from the floor. Who is it coming in to... Who is it coming out of this timeout that Rutgers wants to get the ball in its hands?
Sierra Calhoun triggers in. Here's Sharice Wilson. Rutgers may look for Garantes, or maybe they go inside Stacia Carey. Carey dribbles in. Double team, throws it away. Purdue at the buzzer. And that's it. We will go to overtime. So, we end 54 apiece. Overtime upcoming here at the Rutgers Athletic Center. Welcome back to the Rutgers Athletic Center. The Scarlet Knights about to play their first overtime game of the season. We are tied at 54, and Purdue wins the opening tip of OT. Brogno, Dom Savino, our entire BTN Plus team, glad you could join us for some extra hoops action here tonight from the rack. Nice effort by Purdue to come back and force the OT in the final 5 minutes of that fourth quarter.
A 14-0 run from Purdue to close regulation.
Marquardt puts the brakes on, tried to dish it back to Oden, thrown away, and Rutgers comes up with the turnover.
Now, Rutgers playing in overtime without CeCe Cryer. She fouled out with a few minutes to go in regulation. Cryer is that second point guard on the floor with Sharice Wilson. They're kind of 1A and 1B. Rutgers does not have that now to help generate offense.
Sierra Calhoun down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Wilson. Dribbles in, puts up a tough shot, can't score. That's a shot clock violation. Ball did not hit the rim.
You can kind of see those waning possessions at the end of regulation. That first look in overtime. Rutgers misses having CeCe Cryer on the floor, not only because of the usual lineup and who you expect to have in crunch time, but having a second point guard on the floor helps. It's just an extra person who's got that kind of basketball IQ.
Again, good defense by Jenkins, but then can't find the handle on the baseline. Purdue to trigger in on the baseline. McLaughlin. 5 on the shot clock. Hands it off to Oden. Dominique Oden dribbles in. 2 on the clock. Puts up a tough shot. Can't score. Stacia Carey pulls down the rebound.
Great defense there from Rutgers. Calhoun and Carey both had their hands straight up, and Oden had to shoot over both of them.
3 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in OT. Rella Garantes looking for some movement, but not much there. 5 on the clock. 3-point shot off the rim. No. Crashing in Calhoun, trying to keep it alive. But Ariana Harris comes up with it. Here comes Purdue, a chance to take the lead. McLaughlin flips outside. Gets it back. Carissa McLaughlin, an outstanding sophomore, averaging over 15 points per game. Carey comes out on her defensively. Nice move and a shot taken there by Kiana Traylor. Doesn't go, and a reach-in foul on Purdue. And Rella Garantes down in pain on the floor. That's not a good sign.
And a lot of pain, grabbing her left ankle. We'll see right here. I think her ankle just crumbled as she got pressed up by a couple of the Boilermakers looking for the rebound. And she's being worked on right now. She is in a ton of pain.
And that is something you do not want to see. She's had such an outstanding season for the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, Rutgers' top scorer this year, somebody who assistant coach Nadine Doman told me is a usual suspect to be shooting hoops by herself here at the rack past midnight. Just a gym rat who works hard. It's shown throughout the season. And she's been the leading scorer for Rutgers tonight. And she can barely put any weight, if at all, on that left ankle.
She is coming off the court and putting some weight on it, so that is a good sign. Hopefully not a serious injury. And again, such an important part of this Rutgers team.
And the one thing I will say, we don't know what the injury is to Garantes. Twice this year, though, once with Peleg Pelk and once with Charisse Wilson, they went down with what looked like gruesome injuries where they were in such pain, but the athletic training staff was able to help them out, and the both players came back onto the floor relatively quickly. So I'm not saying that's going to be the case at all with Arella Garantes, but you hope it will be the case because Rutgers, without her and without CC Cryer too, that's two of their best scorers.
So Noga Peleg Pelk at the line misses the free throw, an 80% free throw shooter. Takia Mack back on the floor for the Scarlet Knights. And the second on the way, good. Hits 1 of 2. Rutgers has a 1-point lead.
That's the first point in overtime. What else would you expect in a defensive battle like this?
55-54. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in overtime. Here's Oden for 3. Can't connect. Tapped out of there by Jenkins. And Takia Mack secures the ball.
Perfect screen there from Ariana Harris. Wide open look for Oden. Just couldn't connect on it.
Charisse Wilson with the basketball, calls the play. Here's Mack. Bounce pass, Peleg Pelk. Dribbles in. Dumps it to Jenkins. Back outside, Wilson. Puts it in! A 3-point shot as the shot clock was winding down. Huge basket by Charisse Wilson. Purdue almost lost it. Mack steals and called for the foul. Well, actually, they called the foul on Purdue.
Yeah, that foul's on Purdue. Wow. For the second time in this game, big shot Charisse shows up for Rutgers. The fifth-year senior with the other two starting guards for the Scarlet Knights out comes up with this huge three. I mean, incredible stuff. And now Rutgers is in the driver's seat. But again, we just saw Purdue rally from 14 down to send it to OT. Need to knock down some free throws, get some stops before this game is over.
And Takia Mack at the line hits the free throw. Mack back from an early season elbow injury. It's a big free throw there. And a very good sign, by the way, on the Rutgers bench. Arella Garantes is sitting on the bench right next to the coaches. So that's a very positive sign. Mack hits 1 of 2. Rutgers has a 5-point lead, 59-54. Minute 10 left in overtime. McLaughlin dribbles in, floats it up, can't score. Rebound underneath, picked up by Harris, and she draws the foul.
Well, this could have been a very bad possession on the defensive end for Rutgers because McLaughlin had a pretty solid look at the layup. You see Jenkins commits the foul right after getting whacked in the face, but she did just enough in fouling Harris to force the miss.
Throw good. Ariana Harris bangs that one in. And into the game as Takia Mack comes out, Sierra Calhoun.
Harris, by the way, double-double. 15 points now with that free throw and 10 rebounds.
But she makes it a 3-point game, 59-56. Final minute here in overtime. Carry up to Jenkins. Here's Calhoun. gives to Wilson.
Great press break. Carey almost worked as another guard in that to get Rutgers over the timeline.
Reese Wilson directs traffic. Finds Peleg Pelk, who's fouled. Over the back is Tamara Farquhar. And, of course, Purdue over the limit as well. That'll send Noga Peleg Pelk to the line.
We saw C. Vivian Stringer not happy talking to Sharice Wilson. I don't think she's happy because Wilson forced that pass into the corner.
Free throw, good. See Noga willing that one through the hoop.
You see Sharon Versip having a chat with Kayana Trailer. Expect to see a lot of screening action trying to get Carissa McLaughlin open or Dominique Oden open off this inbounds.
Two big free throws by Peleg Pelk. It's a 5-point Rutgers lead, 61-56. Here's McLaughlin. Long three-point shot off the mark, but off of Takia Mack and out of bounds.
Well, they can review this. We're in overtime. I know they can review this. And I believe they will go to the monitor as C. Vivian Stringer is pointing right at it. So go look at it. McLaughlin can hit those, so don't doubt her ability. Does that ball graze her elbow right there? I think it does. I think you see the little padding onto Takia Mack's right elbow ruffle as that ball falls towards the hardwood.
You saw the ball change direction as it was heading out of bounds and kind of indicated that it did hit Mack. So it's 25.6 seconds, and that is the call.
And credit our officiating crew, Jesse Dickerson, Gina Cross, and Tierra Cruz. Sometimes those reviews take 10 minutes when it's not quite definitive. You got some idea, but they did it quickly. And it looks like the right call.
Here's Trailer. Flips it over to McLaughlin. Fires a long three. Off the rim, no. Rebound Mack. Then Harris gets it back and draws the foul. Ariana Harris really doing some job on the boards. Came into the game averaging over 9 rebounds per game. And she will shoot 2. A chance to cut the deficit to 3. And her first, good. And second, good as well. It is a 3-point game, 61-58. And Coach Stringer calls a timeout.
And Rutgers will talk this over. They had 2. They pick up the 1 timeout once you start overtime. So both teams have 1 timeout now. But you want to talk things over. Again, you don't have Garantes in the game. You don't have Cryer. That's 2 of your 3 starting ball handlers. You got to make sure you get the ball in. Purdue has a couple of seconds to pressure here, try to look for the turnover because they're only down by 1 possession. But after no more than 5 seconds, they're going to have to foul. So you want to make sure you get some good free throw shooters on the floor. You, of course, want to make sure you get the ball in cleanly. And then find whatever that release valve is, whatever the release valve is, the first pass or 2, once you get the ball in play, to get it over midcourt, try to get out of the pressure, and force Purdue to foul. And, of course, Rutgers, if they hit some free throws, can make it a 2-possession game and essentially ice this.
On the floor for Rutgers, Arella Garantes back out there on the floor.
What I say, it happened to Noga Peleg Pelk early, happened to Sharice Wilson in the LSU game. Looked bad, but she's back in 5 minutes later.
So Garantes out there, Peleg Pelk, Sharice Wilson, Stacia Carey, and Sierra Calhoun. And now Purdue sees how Rutgers is lining up, and they call a timeout. A lot of strategy going on here between these 2 coaches.
Yeah, and worth mentioning, too, it's important to mention, I got it wrong, Rutgers with the timeout can advance the ball over midcourt. But even still, Purdue will come out in blitz pressure. And you got to make sure you get the ball in play. And then after that, find a first pass or two because Purdue will try to trap and get the turnover. I believe the second timeout was from Rutgers, actually. Rutgers has no more timeouts left. They had to call the second timeout to make sure Garantes could get in the game. So Rutgers, no more timeouts. Purdue still has its timeout. Scarlet Knights need to inbound this ball cleanly.
So Calhoun will trigger right in front of the Rutgers bench. And does get it into Garantes, who is immediately fouled. So Rella Garantes,
wow,
walking up to the foul line as if she never was injured in this game. It's remarkable. She was writhing in pain. But at the line, she'll shoot two, a 78% free throw shooter. And her first is good.
How about that? She was in a world of pain, no more than 10 minutes ago.
See her taking some deep breaths. Big free throws here. And the second, no good. And Purdue calls that final timeout with 12.4 seconds remaining.
Well, for Purdue, this gets you with the ball in the front court. You're going to look for a three here and then try to foul quickly and hope that it'll stay at the least a 2-point game so you can get something quickly after the free throws. One thing worth mentioning, Lou, I'm kind of surprised Purdue didn't try to pressure Garantes a little bit more. We don't know how she can run. I don't know if we're going to see her on this defensive possession. You know she just went off with injury no more than 5 minutes ago, and again, she looked to be in a lot of pain. Pressure her for a second or two more, trying to get the ball out of her hands before just giving the foul blindly.
And indeed, she is not out there defensively. It's Takia Mack, Stacia Carey, Noga Peleg-Pelk, Caitlin Jenkins, and Charisse Wilson for the Scarlet Knights. Dominique Oden to inbound for the Boilermakers. That is tipped. Rutgers got a piece of it, and then a foul underneath called on Caitlin Jenkins that will stop the clock with 10.6 and give Purdue a chance to get 2 points with the clock stopped.
Now this is a rainbow inbounds. Takes the deflection, and that foul's not on Jenkins. She doesn't make any contact. If it's on anybody, it's on Peleg-Pelk.
Well, at the line is Tamara Farquhar, and she hits the first.
The foul is on Peleg-Pelk. Jenkins has 4 fouls.
Garantes comes in offensively for the Scarlet Knights. And the second, good as well. It's a 2-point game. 62-60. Rutgers has got to get it in. Stacia Carey immediately fouled. Took a shot to the face, I think. Might have got a finger in the eye. So Purdue fouls immediately with 9.6 remaining. And Carey will go to the line to shoot 2. Again, Stacia is 76% free throw shooter. And her first is good.
Here's the trap, and you see Oden's left hand whack Carey right on her left eyelid, right there. Again, also surprised, too, that Purdue didn't try to trap because they had Carey right along the sideline. Almost works as an extra defender. But clearly Stacia Carey is unaffected by the eye poke, able to knock down that free throw.
And the second free throw, good as well. 2 big free throws by Carey. 8 seconds. Here's Traylor. Flips. Oden fires a 3. Got it! Dominique Oden for 3. It's a 1-point game. And Stacia Carey is fouled with 2.4 remaining.
Now the Boilermakers are fighting like heck to get back into this basketball game. Dominique Oden, after a good closeout from Rutgers, too, was able to swish that one. And now, even if Carey hits the 2 free throws here, it's still a 1-possession game. Look, Mac does everything she can without fouling in that scenario. Her hand is straight up tall, and Odin was just able to hit it over her.
So Stacia Carey to the line again, will shoot 2. Neither team with any timeouts remaining, so Purdue will have to get a shot off at 2.4. Carey rattles that one home.
Yeah, no timeouts. I'm not of the opinion that you should miss this shot. You want to make it a 3-point game and force Purdue to take the heave.
Second on the way, no good. Purdue a chance to maybe win it, except they lose the ball in the back court. And Rutgers hangs on to win 65-63. Purdue would have had a chance to get a 3-point shot off, but they lost control of the ball on the inbounds, and that did it.
Take a look here. I don't think Carey's trying to miss this, and it's just on the transfer. Carissa McLaughlin, perhaps